Well, the match at the MCG had taken on a top billing because of St Kilda's recent improved form. The Saints, after starting the season with 6 losses straight, had won their last 2 to move off the bottom. Well, unfortunately, they'd been weakened by injuries to the likes of Fashini, Narkle, Lockett and Terry Smith, and had been hit hard by suspensions for Muir, Cronin and Mace. Well, 2 more were to have their names taken this week. Richmond had plenty to gain. A place in the 5 was at stake, and the Tigers would have remembered that St Kilda beat them twice last year, even though they finished on the bottom. We joined the match 15 minutes into the first quarter, with the Tigers leading by 11 points. And with me, Doug Hayward and Mike Fitzpatrick.
Mike says the half forwards come in to do battle. Sharp and Roach. Roach won it. Kicked off the ground, over the head it goes. An opportunity now for Odgers. Picked up nicely by Anir, lost it. Over the line it goes out of bounds.
High tackle.
High tackle.
It was a disappointing decision to the extent that Anir seemed to duck before being tackled.
Anir's kick. Drops short of Taylor. There was an infringement to Taylor, and he'll take the free kick. Not to Taylor. It's to Lovett. And Odgers going quick about the decision. Having plenty to say to umpire Vassalou, who I think is doing his first senior game for the year, apart from the night game on Tuesday night. Wally Lovett. He crossed from Collingwood last year. Kicks for goal. And Richmond's kicking has been excellent. Richmond, 4 goals won after 16 and a half minutes.
17 minutes into the first term. Oh, not very well done, side bottom. Picked up nicely, driven down there by Cross. Underneath it is Cowie, 2-1 against him. Well done, Fiddler, but lost it. Out wide it goes. Chance, oh, nice play. A hand pass is intercepted there. Again, Cross. This time, Meehan shoots for goal. Won't make it. Oh, almost a free kick to Crow. Kicked it off the ground. Touch through. Max Crow claiming it desperately, but I think foot might have been over the line.
Towards the outer side, Matthew Wall. Cunningham, his opponent. Wall down the outer wing. Roach in the middle of 2 of them. Comes to the back Richmond's way. Cross. Up towards half forward. Cunningham, mile in the clear. Crow in the goal square. Cunningham's kick. Crow comes from behind Stewart. Can't mark at the front. Meehan gets clear. Snap. He's kicked it. Good goal by Simon Meehan. And he's played extraordinarily well in the first quarter.
Lee, and side bottom, Lee wins this one. Nice play, Rioli. Look at the dazzler. Out wide it goes, picked up by Jess. It was Egan who got it across to him. Jess tries to find Taylor, as he almost always does. It really is just about predictable with Jimmy Jess. Every time he gets the ball, he drives to Taylor. That time too wide, it's out of bounds.
Roach contesting, knocks it Richmond's way. Anir's done well. Hand pass this time. And Anir follows up well. Brown, well done. Over centre wing. Fiddler with Jep. Fiddler gets away beautifully. Oh, great lead by Barker. He's a long way out. Max Crow kicked the goal from further out. I don't know about Trevor Barker's ability to kick as far. He doesn't think he can do it. Short lead by Tomei, and now it should be a certain goal. Tomei only 25 to 30 metres out.
That was very interesting because Tomei went past Jet at quite a bit, and Jet really made no attempt to pick him up, and a very easy mark.
Saints trail by 10 points at the 20-minute mark. Tomei's kick, he hooks it badly for a behind. It should have been a certainty.
They'd be doing a lot better with better finishing, Drew, wouldn't they?
Yes, they've deserved a better score, haven't they, than 2-4. Strawn out wide. Nice lead given there by Peart. It was a good mark, this chap, and takes it well. Peart. One of the left footers in the side. Michael Roach is in front position. Elphingston with him. Nice play there by Landy. In front, it should have been taken that time by Lovett. Taylor to Jess. Jess will have a long one. Hooks it back, but hooks it. Not, did he hook it? Just missed. I was going to say not far enough, and then it seemed to come back just a little, but it was one behind. And Richmond are 4-2, St Kilda 2-4.
Much more methodical in their approach to goal, Doug, aren't they? They really bring the ball up quickly and get a shot in very quickly.
How open the defensive line is. You can throw a blanket over 30 players just on the white line of the square. Morwood kicks to centre wing. Burns backs into Egan. Burns keeps it forward St Kilda's way. Egan follows up. Down goes to May. Crosses kick. Odges it was. Close to the boundary line. Out of bounds on the full. Off the Richmond man, surely. Free kick St Kilda's way to Jenkin. There's Matthew Wall. Jenkin from half-forward flank. Not a lot of depth in his kick. Bounces through the pack. Pro out to Cowie. In front, 30 metres out. Around Lee. Should be a goal. Well done.
Lee having a poor first quarter, actually. Well done, side bottom. Nice thump by Temo. Run into lots of trouble. Throws his umpire Vasilo against it more. And it's Rioli, I think, to take it. He's not had a very productive first turn. This is his first kick.
We've seen quite a few errors along those lines by the St Kilda players, particularly by Moore. He's made 3 or 4 mistakes along that line, isn't it? It really does demonstrate their lack of depth. Very hard on Moore, of course.
Rioli down towards centre half forward. Morwood's the leaper. Morwood's the man who takes it beautifully too. Morwood out wide, looks for Meehan, who's been an excellent player. Burns gives the lead to Meehan, pursued by Rioli. This will be good, but he's too wide.
Four points the difference. Tigers in front at the 23-minute mark in the first quarter. Lee and Cowie. Cowie, good luck, a good jump. Rioli, who hasn't been starting the centre bounces in the centre square. From half-back flank up to the wing, too long for Rawlings. Francis, caught by Tomei, inboard. Rawlings again. Oh, beautiful paddle by Cross to Tomei. On he goes to Cunningham, dashing past. Great pass. Burns, within scoring distance, 35 metres. And a straight kick by Greg Burns will put the Saints in front. A lot of people thought that St Kilda, after 2 successive wins, could really push Richmond today, but not so many thought so after the team was selected, with 4 injuries and 2 suspensions. But they're taking it right up to the Tigers in the first quarter. Greg Burns kicks for goal, and the Saints now lead a minute short of time on.
Lee got this one down. Rawlings can't take it. Rioli comes in, but before that, down there going too. This will be unfriendly. Jeff Cunningham, who's a magnificent player and a tremendous contester, causes lots of mischief. The free kick will go Richmond's way, of course. And I think it's the skipper, Harry Rawlings, and there's only Taylor and his opponent in that goal line there, and Rawlings would be advised to kick it quickly and give him a good chance. A lovely kick by Rawlings up. Taylor ran into the back. He took it. Oh, wasn't a very good effort from Kilda's Frawley.
That would appear to be at odds with the other kick he gave to Richmond about 10 minutes before interference behind.
Taylor runs right round, hooks it back and does it well. Excellent goal. It's still, at this stage, bottled up on St Kilda's outer half-forward flank as they kick towards the main scoreboard. Lee nicely in front. Jenkins fighting for it. Brilliant play by Egan. Egan's a lovely kick, and that's a good left footer. Over the back it goes. Here's a chance for Jimmy Jess, the big long kick. He tries a short one. He always looks for Taylor, but he did it so well. He did it so well with the man who can kick such tremendous distances. And yet Jess also is a very good pass, and that was perfect football. I think he might have been wise to have a long go that time, but he did it he executed it so beautifully that now Taylor is in a better position. He's about 40 to 45 metres out. He drives at goal and does it well. Ugly looking kick in his own third. And Richmond just sneaking away a little at this stage.
15-point lead now to Richmond. Crow beats Lee, backhanded to Burns, out of the centre, chased by Lane with Landy. Jenkin there as well, Lane number 15. All out of play. Well, St Kilda really in the middle stages now of the second quarter have to fight back. Whereas Richmond with a 15-point lead, another couple of goals could sink the Saints. Fiddler to cross, drives it long, 20 metres short of the goal square. Big leap by Landy at the back. Inboard from Fiddler again. Favier, down he goes under the weight of numbers. Whistle's gone, it'll be a baller.
It was weight of numbers. He was just swamped by opponents that time, was Favier. Down in front, this is dangerous, and Peart says yes, it is dangerous. He thumps it through with his left hand and is willing to forfeit 1 point. And that makes 14 points the difference.
Strawn's kick in for Walsh. Good mark. Plenty of pressure from Amor. Amor, who's played only one game, has got a big assignment on last year's best recruit, Philip Walsh. Off the hands it goes. Well taken by Landy. Good kick. Roach leads. Should mark. As always his. Well, Roach, who was one of the three-pronged attack down last week. Jess and Taylor played well, but Roach couldn't get into the game. And Michael Roach doing far better today. He's already kicked a mighty long goal in the first quarter and now lining up for his second. Distance 45. Beautiful kick. No trouble about that. And quite a break now to the Tigers, who lead 50 to 30.
Thank you, Sandy, and we go to the MCG. 3 weeks ago, Tony Jewell's job as coach of St Kilda was on the line. 6 losses in a row, and the Knives were indeed out. Today, after 2 successive wins, the Saints, almost miraculously, found themselves in the second main game of the day at the MCG against Richmond. Fate, however, hasn't been kind to them. Injuries have sidelined 4 top, suspension ruled out 2 more, and they take on a side that's been playing its best football since round about 1982. Against that, the Saints beat the Tigers twice last year. Today, however, the odds certainly look stacked against them. And at the MCG, our commentators are Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton. We pick up play at the 8.5-minute mark of the third quarter.
He has lost it. Palm in trouble. Tries to get the handball away to Kane. It's effective. Now Jet receives. Goes longer over the top to Lee. Lee steadies. Back to Jess. The Ghost is in a problem too. Eventually he goes with the left foot up towards the half-forward line. Out comes Taylor. Can't take it. Rioli is there. He goes to ground. Umpire calls play on. Rioli ripped off the football. Favier in trouble. Puts out the sweeping handball to Burns, and he'll get the Saints out of trouble with a bad kick. A shocking kick. Straight to Barry Rawlings, who can run him to goal.
Side bottom has gone to sleep, Sandy.
There's his kick and he's goal. Bad mistake by the Saints.
Yeah.
Rawlings kicks his second.
Big Alan side bottom had completely gone to sleep. Was standing there watching the play, but lost concentration, which allowed Rawlings to just play on and run past side bottom and kick an easy goal. Well, let's hope that side bottom learns from that experience.
11-5 to 5-7. 9.5 minutes played, third term. The Saints unable to make any real impression, as Lee should have been free kicked, and in fact he will be.
It wasn't Lee who took the ball out of the ruck, Sandy. Who was it?
Egan. Frustration creeping in here. Egan, long to full forward. Taylor looking for but not receiving the free kick. Morwood receiving, and as Bobby said, he's playing a fine game, but he ducked his chutney on that occasion. Rioli, a very quiet first half. Egan, a quiet first quarter. Elphinstone trying to get his side on the move once again. Burns, who never gives up. Bad handball, although he was under when he gave it. Favier loses it. Peter Howe allows play to go on. Egan will sneak away with the football. It's smothered off the boot partly. First to it will be Morwood, and he's got time if he can pick it up. Oh, he's in awful trouble. Rioli will pick it up now. And Morris the Wizard. Away from Tomei he goes. Up towards the Taylor. Great mark by BT. Very rarely do we see him, Bobby, flying like that from behind.
Very rarely do we see Ryan's feet that far off the ground.
You can tell BT that.
Oh, Ryan and I are good friends, Sandy. I hope.
It was a good mark, wasn't it?
It was a great mark.
So he'll shoot from 30 metres out directly in front. A chance for the Tigers' 12th. He stabs away with a drop punt and he makes no mistake. 5 goals to Brian Taylor, and the Tigers show their ascendancy. 12-5 to 5-7.
Yes, I personally would not like to be the man having to contain Taylor when Richmond are bringing the ball down so often. Frawley trying to do everything right, but there's a replay, and Taylor up actually before acceptances, but he was still able to hold his balance and take a lovely mark. 12-5 to 5-7. 77 to 37, 40 points. The margin in favour of the Tigers as Lee gets the tap down. Burns couldn't gain possession. The free kick will go the way of Richmond, and Francis will come out with the ball. So Peter Francis of Richmond, right in the centre of the ground. Gets the lead from Taylor, puts it out wide. It's Taylor and Frawley, and Taylor attacks the one-hander.
Oh, he wants to play on too, down towards Jess, who's in the square. The Ghost can't pull it in. And Taylor just drifting that football a little too far into the pocket. So a throw in, or should I say the kick back into play after one behind. 12-6 to 5-7. The Saints in trouble here at the MCG. 3-on-1 there. Favier could come away with it, although he's up against Morris Rioli, the Wizard, showing this wealth of experience and talent. Flicks it around beautifully to Wally Lovett. He'll be keen to get on with the job because Taylor gives him a lead down in the square. Now he's heading for BT, who'll fly again from the side. Quick to recover, but Palm's quicker. He's taken out of it. Pushed, said the umpire. And I'm afraid Bobby Skildon has lapsed into semi-consciousness. John Anea was pushed in the back. Bob will be back, or should be back with us shortly, but he can't believe it. So John Anea has not goaled to date. Runs round now, and goals. The Tigers are 13-6, leading the Saints a merry dance, 5-7 on 7's lead.
We watch the replay now as John Anea comes down. Oh, you can fool me if that's a push in the back.
Don't get too upset, Bob.
Oh, fair, Sandy. Yeah, the best side is way in front, but surely they do not need decisions like that.
Well, hopefully we can see them on What's Your Decision on World of Sport as we go back for the centre bounce once again. Lee loses that one from the middle. Now who can take it away? In all sorts of bother then was Simon Meehan. Can't get an effective kick away. Cunningham can beautifully. Now here's a chance as the ball is put up short by Burns to the half-forward line. And we see Glenn Brown with the opportunity.
There's the angle from which Brown is kicking as Trevor Barker and Strawn come into the square. It's a lovely looking kick from Brown. Touched just on the line, I feel. I think it would only be 1 point. No, it's a goal! I felt it was touched before the line, Sandy.
Back at the MCG now in the final quarter, and we pick up play some 6 minutes into the term.
Looking for the free kick. He puts on a great act. It doesn't matter because Wally Lovett's behind and says thank you. Wally's delighted as he boots his second, and the Tigers move into the 20s. 26-8-12, helping their percentage on 7's big lead.
And it's a delighted Wally Lovett. Raw skill, and the Richmond fans also delighted because the scoreboard says 20 goals to 8. Lovett, Rioli, Favier and Odgers, the players on screen. And there's the scoreboard, 20 goals 6, 126, a 66-point margin to Richmond with St Kilda on 8 goals 12, 60. Crow and Lee. Lee wins the thump. Puts it wide. Cowie completely lost it. Picked up by Jess. Jess puts a long goal in.
It's football.
A lovely goal, Jimmy Jess.
Great football by the Tigers. Magic, says the sign, 21-6 to 8-12. And it started out of the middle with the General, Mark Lee, getting the mighty thump away to the half line, and the Ghost finishing proceedings off. 72 points the margin. Centre bounce once again. What will happen this time? Lee looking down towards Egan, goes to ground with the football, tries to burrow his way out, but Vassalou comes in and says, I'll have a bounce, gentlemen. Philip Walsh is 16, Jeff Amore 42. Won this time by Crow, gives it to Morwood. Now the opportunity for the young Saint to go deep into the forward zone. He does so with a long kick. Barker from behind has given away the free kick. He mistook it for a stepladder, but no doubt a little frustrated at not getting into too much of the action today. Elphinstone tapping it back cleverly. Short in towards the half-forward line or through the arms of the General. But look at the big fella back up well. Oh, intercepted by Middlemiss. Here's danger. To full forward. Barker can't control it the first occasion. Does so now. He's on the wrong foot as he snaps over his shoulder and goes right across the face of goal. He's goal! Well, blow me down with a truck. I thought he'd gone across the face of goal. But T. Barker has scored a marvellous
centre bounce. Lee wins out again. Taken by Ania. Ducked his head. Ducks it again. And will be penalised accordingly. Crow plays on immediately.
You're unbelievable.
Crow's high kick towards half forward. Middlemiss couldn't take the mark. Under a lot of pressure from 3-4 defenders. Landy comes out with it. Well tackled by Jenkin. Landy's hand pass towards Strawn. Kicks the ball off the ground. Morwood intercepting. Comes across. Slipped at the vital moment. Tried to get the hand pass out. Couldn't quite do so, and accordingly, in the same manner as Anir in the centre, having a couple of chances, is penalised.
Good persistence by Greg Strawn, Bob.
Yes, well, Strawn's never any difference, Andy, is he?
Nope.
He mightn't be the greatest looking player in the world, but rarely does he ever let Richmond down. As a loose ball comes out now towards Philip Walsh. Walsh now goes for Taylor, and good mark by Taylor. Has actually been paid, so mark, free kick, whatever you like. And although Taylor has kicked 6, Danny Frawley, Sandy, has certainly not been disgraced. He has done everything that one could possibly do down there as a Richmond player has gone down behind play.
Oh! And as happens so often in these sort of situations, it's an all-in. Now, the question is, how many books have come out and for whose names? By the time all is said and done, that player, incidentally, is still down on the ground.
That's the second player, Sandy.
Yes, well, the Richmond one went down first.
I think it was Jepp who went down.
It was number 10, Tim Jepp. Play has been sorted out. Now, the situation is that Brian Taylor is not at all concerned, BT.
The book's out, and I feel you might find that Cunningham is being told that he's being reported.
And Joffa cannot believe it.
Now, maybe the retaliator.
Well, it's usually the case, isn't it?
But most certainly, regardless, the second one when the Richmond player ran from about 30 metres away, I don't know whether he is reported, but well, everyone else on the ground saw it.
Yes, it's hard to work out sometimes, isn't it? Well, calls of get off the ground umpire are coming from down in front of us. And now Brian Taylor is getting amongst the antics, and if he's not careful, he'll lose the football too.
Well, Good play by Danny Frawley. He did gain about 5 metres further out from goal.
It's still on, you know, down here at full forward. Things could really get out of hand if these umpires aren't careful. We've had a couple of king hits and we'll have another one in a moment. There's a kick from T floating it into the square. It's drifted over the top and one behind only. Morris Rioli leaves the ground. He can't believe it. He shrugs his shoulders and says, I don't know what I'm doing where I am to Wisher Welch, but you go on and have a few kicks.
Cunningham puts the ball back into play. Favier couldn't quite take the mark. Hodges taps the ball forward. Goes after it again, being told by Burns exactly where he stands. Gets the ball further forward. It goes over the boundary line. And no, it might be a free kick, not a throw-in, it's hard to say. Hodges and Rawlings, and Hodges will come out with the free kick for St Kilda. Hodges. Kick dropping short. Elphinstone takes the mark. Robert Elphinstone, 15-metre penalty. Doesn't wait for it, puts it in towards half forward. Middlemiss should get the free kick. And Glenn Middlemiss now at centre half forward. Should put it right up towards the square. And then he's sort of lucky he might even make the distance.
He's had a very checkered career. Injuries have unfortunately played a prominent part in recent times after switching over from Geelong. Down towards the square it goes. At the back, this could just about be socked through by Barker. It is. Barker kicks his third, and St Kilda into double figures. 10-12 to 21-7 on Sevens Big League.
Sevens Big League is part of the 1984 Nissan VFL Premiership season.
So the Tigers running out very convincing winners after there was not too much in it at quarter time. Only 4 points, 28 points at half time, 63 at three-quarter time and 64 at the finish of the game. Major goal kickers for the day. Brian Taylor got 7 for Richmond, and for St Kilda, Trevor Barker was their major goal kicker. He finished up with 3. Stats on the game: Richmond in command in pretty well just about every department, 5 more kicks and 13 more marks. Our interviewer at the match, Stephen Phillips, and Stephen went into the Tigers' den after the game.
Thank you, Peter. Well, Richmond moved back into the 5 today after a great 64-point win over St Kilda. The stars for the Tigers were full forward Brian Taylor, who kicked 7 goals, and centre half forward Jimmy Jess, who kicked 3 goals in an outstanding display. Must be a relief, Jim, to get back into the 5.
Yeah, we've been playing well the last 4 weeks, and I suppose if you keep winning well, you've got to eventually get there.
It was always going to be a very tough physical encounter. That's the way St Kilda have been playing.
Oh, well, we know Tony pretty well. He's the coach. He's coached us, and yeah, pretty physical. Yeah.
The forward line seems to have got their act together, although Michael Roach went off injured.
Yeah, it's been pretty good the last week. You know, Brian's been kicking goals, and you know, I've been reasonably happy with my form.
You look as though you've got a good understanding going with Jim.
Oh yeah, Jimmy and I've got a little plan worked out, and so have Michael and myself, and we just follow that. And the guys upfield really give you the ball and give you every chance to get it by kicking it out in front of you, so they're a good kick.
You wouldn't have been surprised by St Kilda's ferocity this afternoon?
Oh no, not at all, Steve. They're always a tough team and very aggressive and want to do those type of things, but that's one thing we've got to learn to match with other sides.